Hey, and welcome to another edition of the SHIB Worldwide Livestream TV broadcast. Massive love show to everyone in and around the world, and thank you so much for coming in and tuning in to another edition of the New Year celebration as we gear up and turn back the clock on 2025 and say goodbye as we dare to share the information with you and from around the world. This is SHIB TV live broadcast. We have just announced that we have burned, just in the last 5 hours, 171 million SHIB sent to the dead end wallets. Woo! That's 7,823% increase in the reduction of SHIB, which is fantastic. And why is that important? Well, that's important because it sets a precedent for the end of the year and what is coming up for the new year in 2026. So as we gear up, we've also had a massive shutdown for today. We dipped below back into the 5068 range. 5069, I believe it's at now. Thank you. And massive love shout to Jason Cox. Happy New Year, Jason. How's my brother from a different mother doing? Okay, so this is Deep Sync in their final caption of tonight's broadcast on the year in review. So what do we have in 2025? From January to March of this year, we had price correction. We also had the Fed chairman throwing a bit of a debish sentiment into the crypto space, saying that it's risk off. That's what because what they didn't do a darn thing to reduce the interest rates. So they just kept them on stagnant, and we'll watch and see what happens, kind of attitude. And then the tariffs, right? The tariffs kind of spooked the market. Abby, massive shout to Abby. Thank you so much for tuning in, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Abby. Robert, hello, Robert. Massive shout to you. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Well, it's not time yet, Abby. That's right. For us, we have another 5 hours to go. 5 hours and 24 minutes to go. Brispy, nice love show to you. Happy New Year. Hannah. So, nice love show to Hannah, Jason. Meldon. Hi. Happy New Year. You're in Australia, Robert. Awesome. So your New Year was over a while ago. And thanks for coming in and sharing with us as we gear up for another year. We just had massive burns in SHIB. 171 million SHIB sent to the dead end wallets. Those are gone forever. That means 771 will not be used for anything. Those are gone. Once they're gone, they're gone. Eliminated from total supply. Hopefully that was a person that had a business so that they could write that off before the end of the year against their capital gains. Perth, West Virginia, Osman, Oz, 202207 or 207. 20207. There we go. Massive love shout to you and Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to everybody. Oklahoma. Oklahoma County. There you go. There you go, Jason. Yeah, so massive love shout to the United States, our partners in crime. G. That's the middle part. Interesting. So yeah, me and Abby are both from Alberta, which is awesome. We're hailing out of Alberta tonight. And massive love shout to everybody. And Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. We're going to do a year in review. Yes, we did the big burn just recently, Lewis. where SHIB reduced 171 million. What does that mean for everybody? That means there's 171 million SHIB that's taken off the market that can't be bought or sold forever. Once it's gone, it's gone. Everybody understand that? Absolutely, G. It is a fun place. But it is what you make it, right? If you want to have fun, it is what you make it. So we're going to get into today's review. We had, I talked about yesterday or the day before, 115 trillion SHIB removed from circulating supply. We are going to talk about the raffle tonight because it is raffle night. But when I look at, let me look and see, go to the store. We haven't sold anything. Not good, not good, not good. We'll do an update on the markets and see what you can see. So SHIB is still at number 25 on cryptos. It's at 6920. I bought more 2 days yesterday. I bought more. If I was smart, I would have waited till today to buy more. It went to 6820. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm thinking about buying a massive chunk here in a little while. Probably in the next 2 weeks. I'll have to move some money around and buy up a whole bunch if it still stays at this price, which I don't know if it will or not, but I can't promise. Nat, massive love show to Nat, massive love show to Nick, massive love show to Sam, Lewis, of course, Lewis. Zir is in the house. Massive love show to Zir. Happy New Year. We're bringing it to you live. Hello, have a nice day. Cam, massive love show to Cam. Thank you so much for sharing that, Cam. That was awesome. Sella, massive love show to Sella. Happy New Year. Emmanuel, massive love show to Emmanuel. Please shut up. Emmanuel, it's good that you noticed that there's no Slim Shady in the room. Goat, how you doing, Goat? Happy New Year to you. Anthony, Mark Anthony, Happy New Year to you. Dirt. Wow, that's nice. I'm looking like I don't shower. That's just not right. Excellent. That's right. Jesus heals, Emmanuel. Jesus heals. That's absolutely correct. Jesus is the divine, right? So everybody knows who Jesus is. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Massive love shout out to the entire world, and Jesus saves. And without further ado, we're going to get into tonight's segment. And we didn't sell any tickets. Let me see how many people watched the channel or watched the website. All those. I am Will, your host. If anyone doubts, I'm Will, your host of the SHIB TV live broadcasting network. We're bringing it to you live. So if those that have missed this, 171 million SHIB has been reduced in circulating supply in the last 5 hours. So that's a massive burn. Now, is it where we need to be? No, but you're going to love this one. 115 trillion SHIB taken off of the exchanges and put towards cold storage. And all those 115 trillion owned by new wallets. Have a guess what that might mean. Anybody, everybody know what that means? 115 trillion removed to cold storage. So it looks like AI. Now, we talked about AI before. If AI would start accumulating, first they run the scenarios, and then they start doing the practical, and then they start their accumulation phase. So once they start an accumulation phase, how much SHIB do they need to obtain dominance? Roughly around anywhere between 80 trillion SHIB and 120 trillion. And we got confirmation on 3 AI platforms accumulating SHIB. Zoark, is it Zoark? And there's, what was the other one? There's 3 AI platforms. Where is it here? I saw it here. And then there's predictions, but we don't want to talk about predictions. Don't want to get involved in predictions. Mr. Yates. I'm Will, your host, Mr. Yates. No, we don't talk about stocks. We talk about SHIB. We don't talk about stocks. And the reason why we cover SHIB is the only circulating supply currency, digital currency, that's reducing its circulating supply. By you, me, everybody, anybody, anywhere, anytime, throughout the entire world. That should send shockwaves. If you look at the Mickey Mantle scenario and then amplify that by 1,000,000 times, that's what we're talking about. So if anyone knows what Mickey Mantle rookie cards go for, roughly it got appraised last year at $12.9 million for the rookie card. 1952 rookie card. Yeah, $12.9 million for fair condition. Not great condition, fair condition. So it's got a little chip on the corner, but it's minted in plastic. Baseball. It's out of here. Right next to, anybody? Everybody? Babe Ruth. That's right, Babe Ruth. So Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth era. So anyone know about that? Yeah, so it's in that same era. It's where Mickey Mantle basically set fire to Babe Ruth. And Babe Ruth knocked a whopping 61 home runs in a season. That's amazing, eh? So yeah, the Mickey Mantle card sold back in 2022 for $12.6 million. But that's in the United States only. Mickey Mantle cards only in the United States at that time. And like Mickey Mantle, there's a whole bunch of running around, people throwing the cards around, throwing the SHIB around, making up statements that it's worth nothing. The kids were basically tearing the cards up on their bicycles, thinking that it sounded like a motorbike. And the card never materialized, right? For 10 years, it didn't do anything. Then in 1972, the card went from 5 cents, roughly for the whole duration of 10, 20 years. The card went from 25 cents all the way up to $7.90 to $12. Back in 1970s, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. My dad was making roughly around $3.60 an hour at that time in 1970s. So that tells you a little bit about the era and how much money the card was worth. It's quite considerably, considering the card was worth 5 cents, what it was, and you got 10 cards in a pack. Back then, now you get 3, 5 cards in a pack. $6. Yeah. But that was back in the 80s. $6 an hour was a delicacy. That was back in the 80s. I remember making, when I first started working, $6.25 as a busboy, which was horrible, right? And then was the minimum wage was $8. After 10 years, 10 years, we finally got to $8 an hour. And then it exploded because inflation just skyrocketed. So, I had to go get your buddy on ears here for the countdown. Yeah, so we're going to give you all the latest and greatest of 2025, which there isn't too much great, except the fact that AI is taking over, which everybody in SHIB is going to love that. Because that means what? Retirement. That's right, retirement. But are you going to leverage your SHIB or are you going to sell it and let AI buy it? That's going to be the number one thing. None of my friends are interested in SHIB. Abby, it doesn't matter if your friends are in it or not. Did you tell them about it? That's all that matters, right? What people do and what people want are two different things. So that's all we can do. We just share the information, get them educated. If they don't want to be educated, that's not our problem. But we want to make sure that they understand what they're missing out on if and when it starts to take off. Now, it's going to take off fairly quickly once AI is done their second phase. Goes into third, phase 3, phase 4 is FOMO. So, and that's when they do a simulation on the information that they're seeing. So it's an observation. So they create the FOMO by having taking more and more supply off the line. And then once it gets to phase 8, that's everybody's going to be pissed off because you're not going to be able to buy SHIB. You're going to be able to buy it by borrowing it. So you're going to have to go get a loan and then buy SHIB with it. So do it. There we go. So for a good laugh. Okay, so for a good laugh, we look at the Federal Reserve. Sorry, Jason, but we look at the Federal Reserve and see what they did because that's been pretty much a big joke. Joey's in the house. Merry Christmas, Joey. And Happy New Year. It's already New Year's out in Europe. Yay, Joey. Ooh. Can't say that. You can't say that. Sorry, my friend. Gonna have to put you on timeout. You can say a lot of things, but you can't say stuff like that. Sorry, man. Success. Massive love show. Success. First time coming in on the family. Oh, there you go. Success. Massive love show to you, and thanks. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. And thank you so much for sharing. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you. Success. 2793. Joey. Sat you. Indonesia. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the TV broadcast network. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. SHIB 5050raffle.com for your educational purposes. We do sell tickets to the raffle. The good news about the raffle is it's not gambling. Okay, everybody's got this notion that raffle's gambling. This is not gambling. Everybody wins, especially when you're just looking at it from an educational point of view. It's got a lot of information out there for you so that you understand what's going on. SHIB just removed 171 million, not billion, not million, not trillion, 171 million coins sent to the dead end wallet. Digital currency sent to the dead end wallet 5 hours ago. So to the person that did that, thank you so much. Hopefully it's a business. They can write that off. That would be awesome. Yeah, no, it's Shiba Inu. You're right, but it's four letter symbol is SHIB. Don't confuse. There's so many different SHIBs out there. This is just SHIB. There's nothing after or before. And when you look at it, it's going to say Shiba Inu on the bottom of it. It's going to say token. So be aware of that. Kazakhstan. Kalu. Kalb. Massive love shout to you and Happy New Year and Merry Christmas from Kazakhstan. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Canada will win. Corey's in the house. Seen you on TV. Oh, Corey. There you go, Corey. Massive love shout out to you, Corey. Fallout. Yes, you do. Fallout's in the house. Must have shut the Fallout. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to Fallout. Let's go, Team Canada. Junior hockey. Oh, there we go. Mark Anthony. Ball Cap. Happy New Year, Ball Cap. Yeah, it's not New Year yet. I know, but Merry Christmas. If we, I'm not going to be on for right up until the countdown, guys. You've been playing Doom lately? Not Doom 2? Let's go to Finland. Joey, let's go to Finland is right. Exactly. This time of the year, though, it's only skiing. So all those that love skiing. No problem, Ball Cap. Your little buddy. Good evening, SHIB members. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Children of all ages. You've hit the big time. We're at the top of the circus cycle. 2025 is gone. Well, almost gone. So we have to say goodbye to 2025. Thank God. We had some ups and downs during this cycle. We've had mostly down on SHIB. We had a rollout of 401799 all the way down to 5068 in the last year. Not a great year. We were expecting massive movements in October, called Up October. Instead, we got Down October because of fear mongering between the Russians, China, that played out basically the whole year. And then we finally got Fed cuts that did nothing for cryptocurrencies because cryptocurrencies didn't rebound at all. BTC started out at pretty strong. It was at 120, 118, 120, 120,000, 118,000. It shot up in March to 125,000, only to come down, 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 down. She comes. And because why? We don't know exactly why. There was so much uncertainty in the marketplace. We figured that there was a lot of manipulation going on with China and Russia and Vietnam and, of course, North Korea. Why? They're all communism countries. They all back each other's play to drive down the U.S. dollar. But the problem is the U.S. is highly saturated in gold. A lot of people don't know this because the Treasury have a lot of money through Enbridge in those gold reserves. So driving up the price of gold actually doesn't do anything to the... You notice that the U.S. dollar didn't sink. It went up right alongside of gold. Why? Because they were holding so much gold on that reserve. That's why it didn't actually materialize. Dr. Blurry. So China's whole thing was to... Then I think it targeted what it could go after was cryptocurrencies. But Trump, even himself said that very limited exposure to cryptocurrencies, which is kind of, but it doesn't matter. China's going to do what China's going to do, and then it's going to get all of its friends to do the same thing. And Russia doesn't like the tariffs. No, it doesn't like the economic standpoint that the Americans have taken with Zelensky, Ukraine. So that played out for that 2000. And we finally got the Fed to start reducing the rates in the United States, which is fantastic. He should have done a lot more. He should have acted a lot faster. I absolutely agree with Trump on that he should have moved quicker. Because Trump's trying to do something to increase the longevity of the U.S. market. If you lower the interest rates, you're going to increase prosperity. He wanted to make that jump because of what was going on in certain places throughout the United States. So if you notice, California is suffering right now with high oil and gas prices, which is having a huge impact on their economy, the whole LA. Yes, Will. Yes, Joey. Foxtrot, Delta Tango, Mr. Yats, FDT. Oh, we had ETFs. Yeah, for ETFs update. So we had the ETFs, we had the EPTs, and of course Brazil with its ETF. So we had a rollout of those, and we had ROI, which just was it Row? Row just announced that they were putting one out back in October, end of October, towards November. 1.7 trillion SHIB put towards the NFT ETF. Sorry. Buying games. No filter, you, Mr. Yats. You're buying more games. Interesting. Max Rogers, hello, how are you? John Port. Massive shout out to you. Massive shout out to Riz and Hans. FR. Pork. No filler. Massive shout out to you. Happy New Year, all of you. Thanks for coming into the channel. Absolutely love it. Love it. X Max Rogers. Good to hear that you're doing good. How's John? How's Jason doing? Petra. Is it Petra Mine 2502? Massive shout out to you. Happy New Year to you. Southern Dragon does have multiple accounts. You're in checks right now? Abdullah. Massive shout out to Abdullah. Revo. Happy New Year, Revo. And massive shout out to you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Like, comment. Absolutely love it when people comment and take part. Because this is Happy New Year. This is 2025. Going into 2026. That's supposed to be uplifting and pumped up for 2026. Which should be massive. We have a couple referendums going on. Just got announced a couple hours ago that we have Wexit. I don't know how true it is, but the rumor is we have Wexit in Western Canada. So Saskatchewan, Alberta, and I don't know if it's true or not because you can't trust anything that EB says, David Eby from BC, what he has to say. So take it with a grain of salt. What's going on, Abby? There's a lot of Happy New Year to Decca. Lewis. Yes, Lewis, how are you? Lexi. No, sorry, Lexi. How are you? Massive shout out to you and Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to you. Lexi. No problem, Abby. It gets like that when people get busy, right? Coming in and saying hi, and everybody wants to have a couple words on. Well, it's New Year's too, right? That's right, Joey. Don't buy any more than what you would on a lottery ticket. A lot of people, I got some feedback on that, saying, "Why would you do that? Was it a dream?" No, you don't need to spend a lot of money. Period. SHIB right now, you can buy SHIB for less than $7, and it buys you 1 million SHIB. That's amazing. I spent a couple bucks, and I got 5 million SHIB I was like, wow. Before, when I was spending the same amount of money, I was getting like 3.9 million, 4.2 million. Now I'm getting over 5 million SHIB for the same amount of money that I was spending before. So it's amazing. I think that that's phenomenal. So just use it like a lottery ticket. That's all we can say. Of course, I'm not your financial advisor. SHIB is completely volatile. Can it go down? Yes. Is there a floor, or where is there a floor? We don't know where that floor is. Here's the thing that you have to keep in mind. It's like a Mickey Mantle card. There's more reductions happening. You have more people buying it. So you have more people buying it. You have less supply of it. The price continues to drop. That's manipulation. So that's why. So I can see that we're talking gaming here. A lot of people like gaming. 2025 snapshot. Folks, 2025 was no walk in the dog park. Trading was at around 402115 of January 1st. Optimum hold predictions realized 4081. That was the prediction. Or even 301. But the macroeconomics headwinds like the U.S. tariff wars and border markets presence hit hard. SHIB faced brutal 65.77% year-to-end drop, closing today at approximately 50. Well, we know that's full. That's full because it's at 5069 right now. 6918 right now. Hold on. We'll just make sure that that's correct. 6920. 6920. And we'll look at the burns again. So, yeah, 2 hours ago, we had 72,000 SHIB removed from circulating supply. 5 hours ago, we had 1,771,681,350 from wallet number 49076. Bravo! Reducing 171 million. New wallet. Okay, 4DE 3E27 removed 1,111,101 SHIB sent to the dead end wallets. Woohoo! So what does that mean for everybody? Every time we reduce SHIB, what does that tell you? Don't look at the number that's being reduced against the total supply. Look at it like this. That's less for everyone else to buy. I'll say it again to you. That's the number that's reduced that no one else can buy. Once it's gone, it's gone. So your friends and your family, your relatives from all over the world, they can no longer hold or buy that 171 million SHIB that was reduced. Please keep that in mind. That's the number one key that you have to promote or speak about to your friends and family about, because they see the 589 trillion saying, well, I have all the time in the world to buy that. That's a massive supply. You do the math on it, and no, it's not. It's deteriorating quickly. I think we came up and said that there was approximately $426 million worth of SHIB left. And that's it. Okay? Then you're talking long-term holders. And you're talking reductions. So the long-term holders are waiting for the returns to come back to them tenfold. And until they get that, they're not selling. Okay? So that's the bottom line. So what do we have left? Approximately 53 trillion SHIB left in circulation. That's being daily traded back and forth. Now, if we look at the charts for today, okay, so 506924, and we can see that the volume is 2.5 trillion. 2.5 trillion is the value that's been traded back and forth. Okay, so, and we have 53 trillion left in circulation that's able to trade back and forth. Roughly $426 million worth. The lower the price, the more the more SHIB gets to be traded back and forth, because you can buy more with less money. So then it becomes easier for an AI model to buy it at a lower price. Unfortunately, it's probably got double advocate where they're shorting it, trying to buy it even cheaper, so they don't have to spend as much money. What's better than Canada, Joey? Follow is in Canada. My Yates. Canada? Yeah. Someone's only has K, not C in their vocabulary. Too funny. Too funny. All right. So 2025 high peak early in the year. Low dropped 6.6 at mid-September, just before the up October was supposed to start. Up October got smashed with China retaliation against the U.S. on tariffs. Circulating supply roughly 589.2. 401 trillion SHIB burned to date. No, that's incorrect. It's 410, 401, 700 and something. Was it? Hold on, your party has 410 trillion, 754 billion, 151 million, 855,489 SHIB sent to the dead end wallets in the last 5 years. And counting. So the more we reduce, the more liquidity we have. So we have what? We have more money is basically what it comes down to. The more we reduce, anyone and everyone from around the world, it's not just one entity. Everybody can reduce SHIB. So that's very powerful. So if everybody can reduce it, it's like no holds bar. It's like a whole bunch of kids sitting there with the baseball cards, putting them in their spokes, and everybody wants to sound like everybody else, and they just continue to do it. Well, it's burning. You're turfing your money. Well, yeah, but you're doing it to balance out how much money you're going to make out of that. If we could go back in time, how many of us would go back in time and buy all of SHIB? $36,100 would have bought you the whole half of it, 500 trillion SHIB. How many people would go back and do that? In a heartbeat. Why? I reduce, once Vitalik Buterin got the other half of the supply, he makes 3 wallets. Those 3 wallets burn SHIB at will. So he burns 90% of everything he has. So he leaves 410 trillion gone. We burn 380 trillion. Price goes where? 3088. We make over $260 billion on that reduction. We make 680 billion on that reduction. So, and we still hold majority of SHIB if we were to do that correctly. So what does that mean? It means if you hold majority of the supply, burning it because you bought it at 36, you understand this? You get this concept? You bought it at this price. At this price, it was worth this much to you. I burn this much of the supply. I gain 100x, 1,000x. 2,000x, 5,000x on my return. Because why? I'm reducing the circulating supply. That means there's less for everyone else. So the majority still stands with me. I still run the show. So I can still leverage it, buy more SHIB, reduce the other portion that I just bought so that there's less supply there. What happens? It drives up the price again another 3 to 5x. I make even more money on the deal. I get to a close to 500, $600 billion market cap for myself. I'm worth that much money on paper, but I have to sell it to get it. But I don't want to sell it. I want to do what with it? I want to leverage it. I want people to borrow from me through the banking institutions that they have to deal with, and I lend out the money in SHIB because it's a holdings, and because I'm taking back the loans that are given out, and then I start reducing SHIB with it, driving the price even higher. So do I care that you're paying back the loan? Yes. But I don't care after it reaches a certain point. After 2 or 3 years, I don't care anymore because I already made the money. Bonus! Bone! C. Born. This is SHIB TV Live Broadcasting Network. That's what this is. See? No, it's not because you're Norwegian. It's because you like fighting. He picks on the teams that go against Canada. He's awesome. That Joy's awesome. C. Mass love shout to you, by the way, C. C. Morn. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. Fallout 4, 3, 2, 1, invade. Not much. There you go. We want to keep everybody informed of what's going on. So if you keep watching, at the end, I'll have down the captions and descriptions under there. That's going to give you the Brazil on how to reduce SHIB through just purchasing anything on Amazon. So anybody, this goes for everybody. Please share those links with everybody because they don't get charged anymore, Abby or Zier or Mark Anthony. You don't get charged anymore for reducing the circulating supply in Amazon. What it does is Amazon puts aside 1.5 million to 1.5 million, 1% of 1.5% going to the reduction of SHIB on every single purchase from around the world. If we were to do that, everybody would have put that out to their friends and family, and everybody around the world started doing it. Amazon did $675 billion in revenue last year. 1%, just the 1%, there's no supply left of SHIB. If everybody used that link, we would actually have no supply if the price were to stay where it's at. Me and you both know that price isn't staying where it's at once you start reducing that much SHIB. And that was what was promised on Amazon. So we have a Brazil account, we have a worldwide account, and of course we have a United States of America account. So just in the United States of America, we would have burned $4 billion worth of SHIB this year. So by sharing those links, you're providing a service for the entire SHIB community. It costs you nothing. You share it. Everybody who participates in buying whatever it is that you want to buy on Amazon anyway, they're reducing the supply. Joey. Alberta is looking like, yes, we're leaving Canada. So is Saskatchewan and possibly BC. Now, Manitoba, I don't know if it's for sure or not, but the rumor is it's Manitoba, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and BC. But don't rely on David Eby because David Eby is two-faced. Okay, he doesn't tell you the whole truth. Well, told me. That's right, Joey. I did tell you. But it's not for certain. We do have a referendum coming up, so we're definitely going to get that going because we have more than enough signatures once it gets started. Oh, by the way, Abby, that's going to be on January the 6th. So for all those that are interested in signing the petition to leave Canada and Alberta independence, that petition is going to be signed. We have, I think it's 90 days. I don't even think it's going to take 2 weeks, 2 months to get roughly around 3 to 4 million votes on there, which is basically send a huge message to Ontario saying that we are definitely leaving. That guy, that prime minister that we have, is spending money like like money's on fire with that guy. He just loves giving it away. He just spent. We just found out that the Ukraine has been using the money to funnel it toward their own personal gains, and we sent 200. What was it? Just last week was like $26 million to the Ukraine. The day before, the day after the announcement that they're corrupt. And now we just sent 2.6 billion dollars to the Ukraine. They're funneling money and we're just sending them more money. So we're saying to them what? That it's okay to funnel money? There's kickbacks somewhere. There's got to be an investigation going on. There has to be. There's no way. You got corrupted. You found out that there's corruption going on. You're still sending money to funnel your, like, it doesn't make any sense. Taking the dog out, Zier? When am I coming to Norway? That's a good question. Well, it won't be it won't be in January or February. I'm not a great skier. I haven't skied in years. I do cross country skiing every once in a while, but if I'm going to Norway, it's probably going to be towards May, June, where the grass is really green and get to visit the whole. I'll have to go and visit you, Joey. Well, I don't know what we're going to take, a motor car, or there you go, Zier. You don't Nordic ski? Oh no. Oh no, you heli ski. Do you do any heli skiing? Do powder runs? No? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, so we're getting back into this SHIB. Market cap today, 4.18 billion, ranked number 37 overall. No, we're at 25. That's false. Conclusion and the price action. Moonshot dream of not game over. It's a dips. Screams accumulation opportunity for long haulers, especially with whales pulling billions of off of exchanges. Billions, literally billions of SHIB have been pulled off in the last little while off the exchanges, which should be a bullish sentiment on the whole crypto space with SHIB. 1.5 million December 2025, up from 1.4 million earlier this year, with peaks around 1.51 million in August and 1.5 million in October. And that's 1.5 million dollars earlier this year and 1.51 million dollars August and 1.5 million in October. Like I said, we had 115 trillion taken off of the markets in new wallets. Now the whales have taken 110 10 trillion, 10 trillion, 10.4 actually, 10.4 trillion was taken off by whales off of exchanges and put on cold storage. For those that care to dare. Joey timed somebody out. Yemine, hi, how are you? And Happy New Year to you. And Merry Christmas from wherever you are in the world. Hallelujah. How we count blockchain explores track every address with SHIB, zero regardless activities, dead burn addresses like 410 trillion are included if they hold tokens. Estimated to segment 3 breakdown 2025 major events, the highs, lows, and everything in between. Let the timeline wild year. SHIB Army. We had triumphs, setbacks, and everything crypto throws at us. Uh, 7.63. We're expecting massive runs on SHIB in the last year, with October peaking around the corner. Because the last time, 4 years ago, that we had this, we had a massive run. So everybody was gearing up for it, and then we got slammed by the Chinese, and the U.S. came out and said they were going to send 100% tariffs to China for evading certain provisions through their tankers that were coming to America. So the Chinese got mad. They basically drove the price of gold. If everyone remembers, gold was at roughly around 3,200. Now it's at $4,000 an ounce. So China got really upset. But like I said, because America's into gold, not like on a high note, but they have a lot of gold sitting in their treasury branch. So driving the price of gold up it's counterintuitive. It doesn't drive the price of the US dollar down. It's counterintuitive. If they were smart, they would have bought SHIB, all of it, using the gold. But they haven't done that either. And that's interesting considering that some of the smartest people in the world are from China. So they haven't figured it out either. Apparently not everybody, just like Mickey Mantle, there's so many people that were smart back then, but how many of them actually kept the card? Very few of them, obviously. Joey, yeah, you're in 2026, so toot your horn. Everybody wear their caps saying Happy New Year to Joey. Massive love shout to Joey. It's like turn of the hour, right? It's almost 1 o'clock, Joey. Highlight AUE dead, record burns. Whales accumulate. Shibarium. Remember the Shibarium hack? That didn't help matters, right? Anything with the ecosystem development team, they come up with anything negative, it has a drastic impact on SHIB's price. Unfortunately, that's because there's so many people that still follow the ecosystem development team, even though they've been a big letdown throughout the whole run that they had on SHIB. 2021 was their birth. 2022 was their announcement of Shibarium. And the SHIB, the metaverse, everybody remember that? SHIB, the metaverse, never materialized. They did sell a lot. They sold, I believe it was $18 million worth of lands on Leash, but now Leash is worthless. So they're mad. The whole ecosystem development team, the top guys, the top few guys have left. Cal is the only one that's providing any information on the ecosystem development team, and even he is having issues. So just so everybody's aware of that noise that's going on with SHIB. And we don't cover the ecosystem development team because of those reasons. They're just ludicrous when it comes to information. They make promises they can't keep. Shibarium never materialized into what we thought was going to be beneficial for SHIB wallet holders, which never did materialize. You remember, what was it, SHIB Eternity? The game? It's supposed to do all these wonderful things of reducing SHIB. You play the game, you look at it, you're like, it's got some good points, some bad times, but the whole thing was head-to-head. It's a head-to-head game from around the world. And it was supposed to reduce SHIB. But if you looked at the game and you sit there and go, well, exactly how is it supposed to reduce? George, please change the title. You don't like the title? SHIB TV? Yeah, leash was amazing, right? Was that one, what was it, 1,000 at one time? It went to, when I was looking at it back in 2022, it was over $600. Uh, Now it's like 20 cents, 5 cents, somewhere around there. Like it's bad. Bone, remember Bone? $2, $3. Zach Humphreys was promoting Bone. He had bought a lot of Bone, and now Bone's less than a penny. Right? It's roughly around 2 zeros, 1 or 2 zeros, 2, somewhere around there. So it's well below a penny. So, like, that's just a recap of SHIB and the ecosystem development team. Ecosystem development team was born 1 year after SHIB, by the way, after the burn of 410 trillion, by the way, from Vitalik Buterin. Vitalik Buterin was given half the supply. Amazing that he was given half the supply. The ecosystem development team weren't around, and Vitalik Buterin never mentioned anything to do with the ecosystem development team. That's one big red flag right there. Revolvers. So, just so that everybody knows a little bit of history on SHIB. Highs, AUE deal, recorded burns, and the silence during crisis. Conclusion, 2025 tested. U.S. Tested us. SHIB involved beyond memes. Utility. Okay, once we had Vitalik Buterin create 3 dead-end wallets that anyone and everyone can reduce the circulating supply of, the moment that that was done, we lost our memes coin status, our meme token status. We went straight into utility. Now, if you talk to AI, they go, that doesn't mean, I'm like, name one currency in the world right now. Name one currency in the world that's reducing its circulating supply. The first thing they're going to say is there's a lot of cryptocurrencies reducing their circulating, openly, publicly. None of them. The only one that is SHIB. People will say, oh, well, what about Baby Doge? Baby Doge is a good one. XRP, another one, right? XRP owned by Ripple. And they're going to say, no, it's not. XRP is not owned by Ripple. 48% of it is owned by Ripple. That's not including the CEO. That's not including the CFO of Ripple. That's not including the board of directors on Ripple. That's just Ripple. Owns 48% of the total supply. Which means if they fall into trouble, Max Rogers or Rogers, if they fall into trouble and they need to come up with money, they can mint, because they got control, remember? They can vote to mint just as much as they burned. Now they're going to say, oh, no, they can't. Yes, they can, because they have control of XRP. So they can do whatever they want with XRP. So if they run into trouble, they can always fall back and mint more on XRP to bail themselves out. And to show their shareholders they're doing everything they can to start saving money, they're going to rely on XRP first to do it. Joey, what's going on? LMG. So donations are through Zelly. Go on the website. Go on the bottom of the first page if you want to donate. This goes for anybody. Please keep in mind, though, when you do donate, please use your full name. Because you got the information from here, 80% of everything we take in from the channel goes towards reducing SHIB. If you were to donate privately, it would be done privately. That would be a donation for the channel, for the SHIB TV. But as it speaks right now, 80%, because that's what we promise everybody that's on here, 80% of everything we make from SHIB TV goes towards reducing SHIB circulating supply. For you, right? We want to make sure that everyone that's holding SHIB benefits from it. That's why we have the 50-50 raffle. That's why we do it. Yesterday we had closing out because this is the month end. So all the people who bought tickets for yesterday for the raffle draw, that was the cutoff. So yesterday was the cutoff. The 30th was the cutoff at approximately 4:30. So the next one is going to be in January 31st, right? So January 31st, we have another raffle draw for everybody. And whoever buys tickets, remember that half of what you purchase goes towards reducing the circulating supply of SHIB. The other half goes towards you, the winner. So whoever wins twice. Whoever bought a ticket wins once. Everybody wins. Nobody loses. So all your money goes towards reducing the circulating supply. Everybody wins. That's why it's not gambling. The title. Please fix the title. Hold on. SHIB Army Hangout. Okay, ball cap. They used to hang out on X, and now there's a whole bunch of them that hang out on Reddit. Unfortunately, Reddit's got so many different classifications that you gotta be careful with Reddit. But there's a lot of information that's posted on Reddit. Fallout in. So what's wrong with the title? Joey. The title of the video. Everything's going to change once we get off. Max Rogers, the title. Oh. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to call it. All right. I got to fix that. So I'm going to have to call it and leave yous. Be right back.